following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Good morning, Macomb. I'm JT Grider.
And I'm Brianna Descaray. We have quite the show for you this morning.
We'll hear from more Canton residents on the explosion that has swept their town.
And a campus event had students biking in the University Union, all to raise funds for a good cause.
Over in the Big Apple, preparations are underway for the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. But
before we bring you all of those stories, Storm Team 3's Emily Manley is in the Weather Center.
Emily, we've almost reached the finish line to getting to Thanksgiving break. What can students expect if they're staying on campus a couple days more?
You know, it's going to get cold outside. Walking out this morning, it wasn't too bad. Taking a look at the downtown square, currently it is 60 degrees outside, humidity is 68. As you can see, there's clouds rolling in right behind me here. That's going to bring some rain. Taking a look at the temperatures around the Macomb region, you can see that we're all sitting about that 60-degree mark. 60 degrees in Macomb, 63 in Springfield, but it's going to get cooler. I have your weekend forecast and how cold it's going to be coming up a little bit later.
Thank you, Emily. We'll hear more from you later on.
The past 2 days have been a whirlwind for the city of Canton.
After an explosion occurred on Wednesday evening, the city is now picking up the pieces and trying to recover.
News 3's Emily Manley and many of our News 3 crew traveled to Canton to talk to residents about the aftermath.
More than 24 hours after a gas explosion that rattled for more than 20 miles, the city of Canton has worked endlessly on returning to normal. After one fatality and 11 others injured, Ameren, the city, and first responders have picked up the pieces as best they can.
I also want to thank all the resources, and I know I'll miss a lot of them, but all the resources that have come here to help us out. It's been a great team effort.
The explosion happened Wednesday evening after Ameren crews were repairing a gas leak caused by a third party. State Representative Mike Eunice told the public the pictures do not do the disaster justice.
Walking around the square and just seeing the unbelievable devastation is really remarkable and a miracle that we aren't standing here today talking about hundreds of lives.
Fulton County Coroner Steve Hines confirmed the Ameren employee that died from the explosion. He was 38-year-old Arturo Silva Jr. of Mapleton, Illinois. Business owner Don Jacobazzi says that with the explosion happening right downtown, the outcome could have been much more devastating.
That, even though one fatality is horrible, but it could have been a lot worse. And so I think, like I said, buildings can be rebuilt, so I think we'll be good.
The downtown of Canton has many historic buildings, but members of the community have faith.
It'll be a long recovery for the next few weeks, and I know there's people out of jobs, there's a lot of other things, but I have a lot of faith in this community as far as people coming together and getting together and doing the right thing.
Emily also spoke with the owner of Home Health Care Service on the square. This is where much of the damage occurred.
The owner said she actually closed early because outside construction was causing too much noise. Little did she know that just an hour after she left, the explosion would occur.
Don Jacobazzi and her employees left work early on Wednesday afternoon. After hearing tons of construction work outside their Home Health Care Service building, they decided to call it a day. Although to most employees, getting off early is an enjoyment. This time, they call it a blessing.
And then one of my CNAs called me crying and said that the office was pretty much a hole in the ground. So,
just as many have said, if this would have happened any earlier in the day, it could have been much more of a disaster.
Definitely would have been a different story had anything else changed in our decision yesterday. So God was looking out for us.
Dawn grew up in the great community of Canton. She says even though this is a tragic disaster for the city, you can rebuild buildings and material goods.
Kind of shock, I think. Buildings can be rebuilt and materials can be bought and stuff. So we were just really thankful that, everybody had gotten out, nobody was in the building, and so we really spent a lot of time just, comforting each other that everybody was safe.
One thing hasn't changed in Canton, and that is the town's pride in its football team.
There's still a game to be played this weekend. On Saturday, the Canton High School Little Giants football team will look to pick up the town's spirit. And when the team should be focused on the game, the past 2 days they have been helping clear debris and doing whatever they can to help. The Little Giants travel to powerhouse Rochester to take on the Rockets at 6 p.m. on Saturday in the IHSA Class 4A semifinals. The winner goes to the state championship.
Yes, it does. Now, a WIU fraternity is working to serve people with disabilities.
News 3 Kayla Collins reports on how this organization is making a difference.
For 30 years, the members of the Pi Kappa Pi fraternity has been participating in the Ability Experience, which aims to serving people with disabilities.
Originally in 1977 called Push America, and it went through several different iterations of what Push stood for, or then they just it didn't stand for anything until fast forward to in 2014 we rebranded to become the Ability Experience.
The organization has put on a 15-hour bike-a-thon to help raise money for the Ability Experience. One member of the organization said this event is the main reason he joined Pi Kappa Pi.
People with disabilities are very close to my heart. I don't have anyone in my family with disabilities, but it really affects me when people use the R word, so that was like the main factor of the Ability Experience for me for Pi Cap.
Gradle says they have a goal for how much money they want to raise, and that some members of the organization will be spending time over the summer helping people with disabilities.
The goal of which is to raise $1,500 to help benefit the lives of people with disabilities. We've got 5 brothers who over the course of the summer are going to be serving people with disabilities in a variety of capacities.
People could choose to be a part by donating $5 for a 15-minute bike ride. If not, donate online or give $1 for a member to do 5 push-ups. For News 3, I'm Kayla Collins.
Gradle says by the end of the summer they hope to raise $25,000 to make a difference in the lives of people with disabilities.
Yes, we're 6 days away from the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, though.
And we're now getting a first look at some of the floats that will be seen strolling through New York.
From fantasy conception to tangible magic.
It's amazing, seeing all the colorful colors and all the artwork.
New floats this year are the Aloha Spirit featuring a working waterfall, the Girl Scouts Building a Better World, Deck the Halls, and Crazy Glue's Funhouse. They're elaborate and no doubt expensive.
We always talk about the parade as being our gift to New York and to the country, and when you get a gift, you never ask the price.
Now that they've been created, getting 26 floats into New York the day before the parade is no easy feat.
All of these 3-story, 24-foot wide, 30 to 40 feet long floats have to come apart and collapse and dismantle down to no more than 8.5 feet wide, no more than 12.5 feet tall, and they've got to go through the Lincoln Tunnel.
At a time when there's political protests dominating the streets right now, organizers say what we need, at least for a moment, is to see these colors, these lights on the floats, the balloons, and of course, these very happy characters to give it a different perspective.
We are going to move forward with the greatest country, the greatest democracy on the planet.
In 90 years, the parade was only canceled for 3 years during World War II. It marched on after 9/11 and marched on 6 days after the JFK assassination.
The Kennedy family reached out to Macy's and said, please make sure that the parade goes on because the country needs it. And to do so reminds everybody just how great things can be.
That was Karen Lee reporting. Now, I always remember getting in your pajamas and just running downstairs and turning on TV and just watching all those floats stroll through New York.
Yes, it's a holiday tradition, but I kind of wish I lived in New York so I could look out the window and see it for myself.
Definitely.
Well, when we come back, hit singer Adele gets a special visit at her concert from a flying animal.
And don't go away. You're watching Good Morning Macomb.
I think just working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up on the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Garrett Covington chose Western Illinois University because of the law enforcement program and the chance to be a leatherneck.
Western has one of the best law enforcement programs in the nation, and I get to play the game I love. Whether I go pro or I go to law school, because of Western, I would take my success to another level. I am a success story. I am a leatherneck.
Think purple, think success. Think Western Illinois University.
Now from Macomb in high definition. Good Morning Macomb continues.
Welcome back to Good Morning Macomb. Adele and her front row fans got quite the surprise at her concert in Mexico. Now, in the video that's playing, no, that's not just a fancy new dance move she's doing. While Adele sang on stage, she was dive-bombed by a bat. After, the bat did the same to someone in the audience. When it did, Adele yelled into the crowd that it landed right by someone's head. One can only guess the bat just wanted to say hello from the other side. And as soon as Thanksgiving is over, you can start getting into the Christmas spirit.
A popular holiday festival is returning to Macomb to get you in the holiday spirit. Dickens on the Square will be returning for its 22nd year with classic and new additions to the holiday festival. Macomb's Downtown Development Director, Christine Terry, says this year visitors can ride the Santa Zephyr Express from Quincy to Macomb. The event will also have the popular horse-drawn trolley rides where you can see favorites like the Nutcracker and Polar Express. Dickens on the Square takes place on December 2nd and 3rd. An 11-year-old boy caught something on camera that you don't usually see in a lake. 2 mountain lions going for a swim. Tiffany Wong has the story.
Kevin Alexander and his son Blake were out fishing on Shasta Lake Sunday when something caught their eyes.
We see 2 things in the water that we had never seen before. So we stopped, turned around for a quick second, and next thing you know, we see 2 large mountain lions swimming across the lake.
And they got pretty close.
They weren't even intimidated by us at all. They swam right past us and went all the way across the other side, up the embankment.
11-year-old Blake says he immediately reached for his camera.
I was excited. I really wasn't scared because the mountain lions really can't get out of the water when they're swimming in the middle of the lake.
Kevin says he's seen a mountain lion before, but not in the water.
But to actually see a mountain lion in the water, it really caught me by surprise. I just assumed that cats didn't like water. They seemed very, very comfortable. They were very, very strong swimmers. They were moving a lot of ground really quickly.
And he made sure to give them space.
Back up. Back up. Back up. We certainly respect those animals. Even when we got a little bit close, I was asking him to back up because we understand the power of a mountain lion and what they're capable of.
After sharing the videos on Facebook, they became viral overnight.
I was at school and I'm just walking along to class and I walk in and all people are like, so about that mountain lion video. I'm like, we just started talking about it and Mr. B brings the video up in class and we just watched it this morning.
And they can both agree that it was an experience they'll never forget.
And to see these mountain lions, I think it's kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity, and it was really neat to be able to share that, with each other.
The father and son also say they've spotted deer, bald eagles, and sometimes even bears walking around on land while they're out on the lake.
A 24-year-old sets a Guinness World Record in England. Simon Berry of the UK managed to dunk a biscuit into a cup of tea during a 230-foot bungee jump. This made the record for the highest ever bungee dunk. He received a certificate from the Guinness World Record.
100 puppies and dogs are up for adoption after being saved from Dallas, Texas. They arrived to St. Louis on Wednesday after a team of 6 members from the Animal Cruelty Task Force of the Missouri Humane Society went to get them. They made a 600-mile round trip with the help of PetSmart charities. All of the dogs will receive a vet exam, necessary vaccinations, and treatments. Spray and neuter, surgery, and a microchip before adoption.
A school custodian's creative cleaning technique is getting a lot of attention, and not just from students. Andy Hirschberger reports.
It's actually a last-minute thing. When I walk in a room, I just think of something.
Custodian Ron Munsey gets to the Peter Woodbury School in Bedford about the time that the students are going home for the day. But overnight, something magical happens in this first grade classroom.
A couple times I came into school and there was something on my carpet, so I said, oh great, that's really cute. And then a couple, 3 days later, it's still going. I'm like, I really need to start taking pictures of this.
This former delivery driver just started working here in July. His vacuum creations just seemed like fun.
I just started doing stripes and squares, and then when the Red Sox made the playoffs, I did a Red Sox insignia, and it just continued on.
The photo album that teacher Angie Wyand put together hit the internet this month and went viral. They've heard from people as far away as Japan. Many of the designs are topical.
I just wing it. I just actually wing it. Like the White House, I looked at a picture.
We had the White House and we talked about where is the White House and walked over the map to figure out where that was. And so every day is a new adventure for them.
Snoopy on his house and the American flag. I don't know how they make the designs on them. They're cool. I like them because they're cool designs. And I can't wait for what's on tomorrow.
Ron Munsey says his carpet art only takes place at the school. At home, he has hardwood floors. Thanksgiving break is right around the corner, and we are still above average.
Storm Team 3's Emily Manley is in the Weather Center next with your exclusive 5-day forecast.
You have 2 minutes to top off your cup of coffee and join us back.
For a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
I think what I love most about News 3 is that we're really provided with a real-world experience. We're able to get hands-on work in news, and it's very similar to what you would find in a real newsroom, but everyone around here is really good about pushing you to be your best. News 3 has really taught me to believe in myself and that if you work hard, you can achieve anything you want. News can sometimes be really tricky, and you have a lot of roadblocks. All of us hold each other to really high standards, and I think that really shows in our newscasts.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
And good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Macomb. Enjoy the temperatures while you can. Granted, the sun's not out yet. 60 degrees outside right now. Humidity's at 68%, and that is due to the front that is moving into the area that is going to bring some rain. These are the temperatures around the Macomb region. You can see that it's all around 60 degrees. Springfield 63, Galesburg 59, and 60 degrees in Macomb. But those temperatures are going to be dropping throughout the day, and that is due to this low front that is going to be moving into our area. You can see right here, there's snow. No worries, we're not going to see any. Some people are a little disappointed. We're kind of still above average for temperatures of for this time of year. This is that front that is going to be moving in. There's the snow up there that I was talking about. That front, though, is just going to bring some rain in for the area, but that front is also going to develop some thunderstorms for this afternoon. So if you walk outside after lunch, make sure you have your raincoat and your umbrella. This is your game day forecast. The Leathernecks are in Carbondale this weekend, and they are playing SIU. It is going to be 48 when the game starts at 2 o'clock, but it is going to slowly go down throughout the day for temperature-wise, but it's still going to be great football weather. Anytime you can get outside and put a sweatshirt on and watch football, it's a good day. This is for today, 65 degrees, but it's going to be dropping throughout the day. Thunderstorms are likely this afternoon, and that is due to that front that is moving in. Moving on into tonight, temperatures are going to be below freezing as soon as my graphic computer, there we go. And there's a good chance, because it is cloudy, that we drop below freezing. Winds do pick up, and that is due to all that front moving through. 20 mile an hour tonight, so it's going to be quite windy out there. Taking a look at your 5-day forecast, you can see on Saturday 44, on Sunday 45, that is temperatures that is kind of for this year. You know, everyone's wanting to have temperatures for Thanksgiving, and it is so nice for that time of year. Yes, that is that sweater weather. I tried so hard not to mess that up, but I do every time. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when we see another rain chance coming in, because that can bring in another front. As you see that we go up to about 53 degrees, but Thanksgiving is looking nice this year so far if we look forward. It looks like we're going to have a good 5-day forecast. It's not too cold yet. I think it's still enjoyable. I personally like the 80-degree temperatures, but I'm not going to complain yet.
See, I don't want the 80-degree temperatures. Now, you're wearing the famous weather dress.
I am. I never get to be weather anymore, so I stepped on the weather dress this morning. This is the dress that meteorologists have worn all over the country, so I had to put it on, and hopefully, you know, it feels nice to be weather again. Sorry, JT.
It's all right.
I had to take your job this morning.
Thank you, Emily.
Thanks, Emily. Coming up on Good Morning Macomb, MHS boys basketball is hitting the hardwood to begin the season.
We'll have that story and more coming up in sports.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
My favorite thing about News 3 is you're constantly working with someone. If you're not going to work with someone, then your show's not going to go right. News 3 has really got me ready and prepared for the outside world. Traveling to do a tornado story, or if that even means traveling to Iowa to cover third graders. I get to work with some fantastic people. It wouldn't be the show that it was today without the production crew, without our anchors, without our talent. It's really a team effort, and I'm beyond blessed to be able to be here.
Welcome back. Macomb High Bomber basketball will officially be in full swing when the boys tip things off next week in Jacksonville.
As preseason preparations continue, the team spoke to us about their expectations of this season, as well as what it will take for them to head back to the postseason. News 3's Redrick Terry has the season preview.
The 2016 season is right around the corner for the Macomb High boys basketball team, who points out the biggest difference from last year's Bombers that played in the regionals, which is experience.
We had kind of a veteran group last year, some guys that had played a little bit of varsity the year before. This year it's going to be brand new for a lot of these guys on the varsity level, and so trying to get them used to the speed of the game is probably going to be one of our biggest challenges here at the beginning of the season.
That challenge will be greeted by Coach Anderson's players, who are confident that they'll be ready for the challenge at hand.
I think last season, when we went to 3A and regionals, it was a wide, opened our eyes a little bit because that was our first time there. So I think this season is going to make us work a lot harder to prepare for that.
We want to win a record. We want to win the conference. You know, we want to do good in regionals, maybe win it, go to sectionals.
In order to achieve that goal, Coach Anderson knows his Bombers will have to commit to improving on defense.
We spend probably 3/4 of our practice time on the defensive end of the floor trying to develop those habits. You know, if you can't make jump shots, if one night you're not shooting the ball very well, you can always rely on your defense. And so that's where we spend a lot of our time. And so if we can go to Jacksonville and play hard and play with those really good defensive habits, we'll compete with anybody there.
He's a big guy on defense. He likes getting after it on defense, and I think the players coming up to varsity really realize that defense is big for him.
We had a decent summer, so the guys got their first taste of what it's going to be like playing on the varsity level, and so we're really excited, and I think that they'll be anticipating having success, and so I think a lot of our guys are really looking forward to it.
That was Redrick Terry reporting. The Crimson Classic begins next Monday in the Jacksonville Bowl.
It's do or die time for Western Illinois football. Needing a win to be in consideration for the playoffs, but they will have to knock off Southern Illinois on the road.
Mentality that like you're not going to be denied, and you go relax and play championship football. Every play is you know, it's playoff football. Everything's on the line every snap. So you got to be prepared. You got to be focused. You got to be relaxed. You got to go get the job done.
From Carbondale is set for 2 o'clock against SIU.
That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
Hillary Dunn was convinced that Western Illinois University would invest in her.
My classes, friends, teachers, and activities have had a tremendous impact on my time here.
Hillary's passion for learning and helping others will lead her down a successful path.
Whether I choose graduate school or missionary work, I'll serve to the best of my ability because I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
Think purple, think success. Think Western Illinois University.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I'd have to say it's just the fact that you can get involved right away. You walk in the door and you can learn all the equipment. And I've been able to anchor, I've been able to be a DJ on our student-run radio station here. I've been able to work any of the camera equipment and the audio equipment. The fact that you can get involved right away. Everybody's really friendly. They welcome you right when you walk in the door. And you report the news, but you can also have fun stories and hard news stories and conflicting stories. But yet you just get such a real-life experience here at NEWS3. The world's most iconic mouse has a birthday today. That's right, Mickey Mouse has officially turned 88 today.
Mickey Mouse's first debut to the spotlight was as Steamboat Willie, and has since become the fun-loving mouse that we all know and love.
Isn't that song, oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind, hey, Mickey. Okay, I just want to make sure to get that in. Happy birthday to Mickey. I was a big mouse fan. Not like normal mouse, but Mickey Mouse. Okay, so now we're going to toss it to weather because I need to stop talking about mouse and mice and all that. So taking a look at your 5-day forecast, 44 degrees tomorrow. Today, though, is going to be the last day in the 60s for quite some time. Get out and enjoy it. But there is a chance of rain this afternoon, so bring your umbrella and your raincoat as you go out. But other than that, enjoy it and enjoy your Thanksgiving.
We'll definitely have to. Thank you for joining us this morning.
We're going to be taking a week break for the Thanksgiving holiday, but we'll be back on Tuesday, November 29th for Live at 4.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, Macomb.
Western Illinois University allows you to think for yourself and to discover the freedom to become your